Today, I'll be giving you guys the ultimate guide to living in Grove City, Ohio. We'll be talking about everything from its geography, schools, things to do here, and much more. My name is Jeni Reitz, and I'm a realtor in the Columbus area. Keep watching to learn all about what life is like in this essential Ohio city. Let's jump into a fun historical fact. Grove City was founded by Hugh Grant. Is this yet another celebrity to move to the Columbus area? No, it's just a poor joke I'm making. As far as I know, the Hugh Grant you're probably thinking of lives overseas. The Grove City Hugh Grant was actually a gristmill operator. Look, I know that's less than exciting, but apparently gristmill operation stuff was really working well for Hugh Grant back around the turn of the 19th century. Moving into the 20th century, Grove City also became something of a destination for entertainment. There were theaters with different types of live performances. People would travel all over from all around to come see it. And Grove City also became the site of Ohio's first thoroughbred racetrack. I know that stuff's interesting, but it's also a little mysterious because really, why did Hugh Grant buy the land? Why did Grove City become an entertainment bubble for Central Ohio 100 years ago? I'm not a historian. I can't say for sure, but it does seem like one likely reason could simply be where it's located. Grove City sits up against the southern end of Columbus city limits. Today, it takes less than 20 minutes by car to get from there to central Columbus. Also notably bigger than some other Columbus suburbs like Westerville. Grove City is roughly 17 square miles. Not only is it fairly big and directly below a major city, Grove City also benefits from the same centralization that makes Columbus so unique. You can get to over half of the U.S. population in a day's drive from this area, and that centralized location would definitely have been appealing all those years ago. It's still actually a huge advantage today. Living in Grove City means you're very close to several airports and living right at the heart of the Midwest, near a whole network of other major cities. Unlike other suburbs, though, Grove City is also fully part of Franklin County and Franklin County alone. Of course, Franklin County is the county of Columbus, and Columbus is in there as well. It's by far the largest county in Ohio with 1.3 million residents. Grove City itself is home to almost 42,000 residents, as well as 1,200 businesses. So the place really is the middle of all the action. There's also actually really a lot to do in Grove City as well. There are several parks, gardens, a local skate park, ton of sports fields and recreational areas, and even a family water park called Big Splash. Every summer, the city hosts a concert series called Summer Sizzle, and there's also a weekly movie night at the local drive-in. Clearly, people here are all about going outdoors and having a great time. It's worth keeping in mind. We're still at the heart of Central Ohio, though. The whole outdoor thing can be a challenge. Summers are going to be muggy, we're going to have freezing cold winters, and allergies get ramped up here for whatever reason. It's, I'm sure, the Ohio River Basin that we're in. There's also, of course, the risk of weather. From April to November is storm season. There's possible tornadoes, but listen, I've been here 20 years. I haven't seen one, knock on wood. After all, there are plenty of indoor activities though here as well, so you don't have to worry about all that. Since we're in the Columbus metro area, it should be no surprise that one of those indoor activities is eating. Grove City is definitely a part of the overall Columbus food scene, and it's a very hot, very underrated scene. There's plenty of casual local dining here. Planks on Broadway is a great place to combine food and live music. Three Brothers Diner is also a local favorite, or if you want to branch out, the big wide open world of Columbus cuisine is really short drive away. You could explore the city's restaurants and varieties virtually endlessly. There are so many options and new places popping up all the time. Grove City has a town center. It's called, big surprise, the Grove City Town Center. This is a historic district full of shops, restaurants, art spaces, even a new winery. The whole area is maintained and promoted by an organization called the Heart of Grove City. There are all sorts of interesting local spots to check out here, and one worth mentioning is Tommy's Jerky Outlet. It's not something you'll necessarily find in any city. It's a whole store dedicated entirely to different types of jerkies. It's not your typical beef and turkey jerky either. They boast really exotic meats like alligator and kangaroo. Of course, I know that's not for everybody, and it's just an example of something unique that is in Grove City. The other thing to note is that being so close to Columbus, you're right near one of the biggest fashion hubs in the entire country, if you can believe it, right behind New York and Los Angeles. Big time Columbus shopping areas are Polaris Shopping Mall and Easton Outdoor Shopping Center, and they are quick drives from Grove City. So what does it cost to live in a place like this? Home values in Grove City seem to fall somewhere in between as far as Columbus suburbs go. We're kind of in the middle. On the opposite end of the city, Westerville is a lot more expensive, but Grove City is still actually more expensive than Columbus itself. Zillow estimates that the average home value in Grove City is somewhere around $262,000. Most Grove City residents, about 70%, own their own homes. However, the renter market is actually pretty friendly cost-wise here. According to niche.com, median rent is just under $1,000 a month. That is actually well below the national average, even though it's more than the Ohio average. In terms of property value trends, the trend is actually pretty clear. Everything's going up. In the last year, we've seen values increase as much as 17%. Zillow had close to 200 listings as of September 2021. Another thing everyone wonders about and is worth mentioning are the schools, of course. Grove City is included in the Southwestern City School District, and it's a massive district. It's the 5th biggest in the state. 21,000 students are included. Many of them live in Columbus proper. Grove City itself has 19 public schools. The highest rated on niche.com is Hayes Intermediate. Grove City isn't necessarily a super distinctive place all on its own. That being said, for many, it's the ideal place to live in Columbus, one of my favorites. It's well balanced, you're right at the doorstep of a big city, but not actually in the midst of it all the time. You've got a great distance between affordability and luxurious living. You get a taste of it all. And whether Grove City is the ideal place for you really just depends on who you are and what your situation is. Financially, professionally, personally, all those things. But no matter what, this is a suburb. It is an essential piece of the Columbus area, and I hope I covered what you needed to know. But if not, please reach out. I would love to help anyone get acquainted with Columbus, as I've lived here over 20 years myself and have a really good idea of what things are like. I'm all over the place all the time. Just give me a call. Also, be sure to subscribe, as I'll be making videos each week that give you the inside scoop on what it's like to live in Columbus, Ohio. I'll talk to you guys next time.